Okay then guys, welcome to the latest issue of Retro Gamer Magazine. We've got a really cool paperboy cover. I'm really pleased with the treatment we've done on this. I think it's really cool. So without further ado, let's go through the actual issue. So yeah, let's get on with it. So then, first up, bit unfortunate timing this. This is an interview about the new Spectrum keypad that's being done by Elite, but obviously, as many of you will now know, quite a few shenanigans have come up just as it achieved its target. Basically, developers haven't been apparently getting paid for their games, and yeah, it's all been a bit sad really. So we'll be following that up. But you know, this is the nature of print. At the time, it seemed like a cool thing to invest in, so we wanted to do a little story on it. But we will be doing an update. And this is looking at some other stuff, including the sad news that Greg Martin, who did a lot of Sega's Sonic art, has passed away. And also Retro Collect have got a cool market coming soon in March. So if you want to buy new retro games or trade off some of your old ones, that's going to be the place to go. Carrying on, this is a look at the new Retro Gamer website, which, as you know, is now up at www.retrogamer.net. So be sure to check it out. Paul Davies, obviously Ian Lee is no longer with us, and a look at the Retro Diary. And this month it's back to the 80s, 1980, March even. And then this is December 96, and there's some cool stuff happening, including Knights and the awesome Tempest 2000. Moving on, this is something that you can do by going onto the website, uploading your own game profiles. And there's basically a chance to win some of our cool Retro Gamer coasters. Moving on, so this is it. This is our big feature, and it's the 30-year celebration of Paperboy. So I'm quite pleased with this. We've managed to speak to Steve Wilcox, because ultimately Elite were responsible for all of the Paperboy home computer conversions that came out, and some of the console ones. So we did speak to Steve to basically find out how they went about getting hold of the license. And we've also managed to speak to Al Baker, who made the rather awesome Paperboy Lynx conversion, as you can see there. Carrying on, we've got pretty much every single conversion that ever came out, with the exception of the TRS-80, because I just couldn't get a bloody emulator to work. And we've got a cool interview with John Sarwitz, who was the lead engineer on the project, along with Dave Rolston, who was a game designer. So we've pretty much covered everything we can cover about Paperboy, and that's pretty much a lot. So you know, one thing people do say is, oh, you've already covered this. Well, yeah, we have covered it, but we haven't covered it in this way, and you know, you can't not cover a game for its 30th anniversary. But that's probably it now for Paperboy. So unless something revolutionary comes up, revelatory comes up, then yeah, no more Paperboy. Moving on, we've got an interview with Charles Cecil, because Broken Sword 5 is now out, and this is quite cool as well. Putty Squad has finally been released. It got released on Christmas Eve, and we spoke to the people who were responsible for that release happening. So I'm really pleased about that. And there's an interview with John Twiddy, the original coder of the game. Moving on, we've got some Akon Archimedes love. We appreciate it's not something that we cover all the time, so we've got a nice 4 pages of various games. And this is a piece on Story of 4, or Beyond Oasis as it's also known. We got a making of Paradroid. Now we did do a mini making of this back in issue 100 when we first got hold of Andrew Braybrook, but this is a more in-depth piece looking at you know, here's every single droid in the game, and there's a breakdown of the actual level with commentary from Braybrook. So that's pretty cool. And this is something else that we've been knocking around for a while. This is called the Translation Kings, and it basically looks at those people who, oh, not the camera. It basically looks at those people who basically do convert translation work for Japanese games that would otherwise never come out over here. And to tie in with the recent announcement that ToeJam has just been discovered on the Dreamcast, we look back and do a history piece, and we've also managed to get hold of Greg Johnson, who's basically part of the original ToeJam team. And here's some cool shots of the Dreamcast game, which as you can see look pretty damn good. Moving on, because it's Oscar season, we thought it would be quite cool to do our own Oscars. So rather than just look at movie licenses in general, we've tried to time in with various things. So we've got like awards like Best Technical Design, Best Voice Acting, Best Score, Best Set Piece, and so on and so on. And obviously GoldenEye is the clear winner, although Robocop did come quite close. Einhander, really cool PlayStation shoot 'em up, which is unusual because it's by Square, who are best known for their Final Fantasy games. And this is a look at Sinister, really good arcade game from back in the day, notable for all its really cool speech and having a really ferocious boss that will constantly chase you around. This is some cool exclusive look at the original design documents of Sinister, and some other cool scary bosses that you don't want to meet in a blind alley. Moving on, our latest Future Classic looks at the rather excellent, I can't get this right, the rather excellent Xenoblade Chronicles on the Wii. And this is some Atari 8-bit coverage. This is looking at the range of Atari 8-bit computers. We had the opportunity to get hold of an actual Atari 800, which is why it featured predominantly in the artwork, but it is looking at the range in general. And we've even got an interview with Ed Fries, who started off making games on the system. Classic moments: the awesome arcade PlayStation game Tekken, and making of Battletoads, which was Rare's alternative to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This is Hal Ivey, who's responsible for a lot of cool arcade games from back in the day, and well, up until recently, because he was also working at Sega, and the rather excellent Advance Wars. Moving on, we've got a review of NES Remix, and we thought it'd be cool to have a review of Putty Squad as well. So we thought that it's not often you get a chance to review an Amiga game. And Homebrew concentrates on looking at the Fuse, which is a new system built around the Raspberry Pi. Letters. Oh. And then next month we've got a 30-year celebration of Night Law. We've got the Strider feature, which we were originally planning for this issue, but we've pushed back because I've now got content from pretty much everybody involved in the series. We've got an interview with Tosetti's Peter Cook, whose name I've misspelt wrong there, so apologies Pete if you're looking at this. Making of Ball Blazer, and a retrospective look back at the WonderSwan, which is 15 years old. So that's your lot for this issue, and it will be available on sale on this Thursday, and otherwise subscribers should be able to be getting it through their letterboxes any time now. You can also buy it direct from www.imagineshop.co.uk. So this is Darren Jones from Retro Gamer Magazine, and I'll be back with more videos very soon, guys. Take care.